All right. Turn my phone down. Maybe Pete will even use some of this as the getting ready stuff. Don't you love when podcasts do the I
Are you recording the audio though?
think so, yeah. But I mean, not. Oh, yeah. I guess I am now.
Alison Rosen, Alison's your new best friend.
Hey, everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I am sitting here in my studio with my guest, who happens to be my husband, Daniel Quantz. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
This is a very, very special episode because not only is my voice suddenly cutting out, but it's not just audio. We have set up the video cameras and we are attempting to video record ourselves. So if all goes as planned, not only will you be able to hear us with your ears, if you head on over to youtube.com/Alison Rosen, you'll be able to see the video of us. Now, it's pretty much, we set it up like Zoom. It's a video of Daniel. It's a video of me. And I said to Daniel, are we just recreating Zoom, but in the same room? So right now we are going to do something to prove that we're in the same room.
Yeah, because they couldn't possibly believe.
We could be liars. Do you think we come across as sincere or do you think we come across as liars?
I come across as pretty sincere.
What makes you think that?
The feedback, all the people talking about how trustworthy I am all the time.
Is that a lot? Is that the feedback you get?
That's like the main discourse surrounding Daniel Quantz is how trustworthy and honest I am.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the discourse you get on your Daniel Quantz Discord?
No, I don't really get any discourse on the Discord.
Oh no!
But we can start a discourse.
You should. You mean a Discord?
I do have a Discord. I just abandoned it.
Yes, I understand.
I should rebandon it.
Okay. But anyway, I am now, Tony, laying a drum roll at the appropriate time.
Okay.
I'm going to reach on over and I'm going to waggle my fingers in front of your camera to prove that we're in the same room.
Okay, you ready?
And then are you going to waggle in front of me?
Yeah.
Are we going to...
Okay, go.
Are we going to do simultaneous wagglings?
Maybe. Okay, go ahead.
1, 2, 3. Wait, what? You're in front of your camera.
Oh, wait. You want me to do it in front of yours?
Didn't we practice this earlier?
Okay.
But just so you know, guys, we didn't practice it so that it would go off without a hitch, which is what that was the practicing we should have done.
We should have been going for without a hitch.
We should.
I thought you wanted extra hitches.
No, even though that sounds like a holiday thing, like a jingle bells with hitches. No, we should have practiced it to make it flawless.
Oh.
Yeah. We should have.
Okay, I had it in my mind that it'd be flawful.
Here,
all right.
But quick, what is read some? I keep reading read someone for filth, and I'm like,
No,
I know what that means.
I've never heard that.
What?
Read someone for filth?
Yeah, like he read him for filth.
No,
and
I've
I'm
never
like,
heard that.
okay, well then I'm having a conversation with myself.
Okay.
And I've been like, what does that, like I know what it means, but what does it really mean? And then all of a sudden it made sense to me. Like you're inspecting someone for filth, for like bad stuff. We should have read our rehearsal for flaws. Anyway, instead of just waggling our fingers in front of each other's cameras to make sure it would work.
All right, let's do it. Ready?
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Tony, drum roll again. 1, 2, 3. What? Oh, what? Where is your camera?
You had it. You did it.
I can't see my hands. Oh, because
You're not looking at my... Oh, my God. Behind the scenes, we can't see each other's videos because we're not actually recording on Zoom. Oh, my Lord.
So it did work the first time.
It worked.
Why
on
did
mine.
you go along with it then?
I wasn't doing yours.
Why did you go along with me acting like it wasn't working? Were you confused by my
You
beauty?
wanted me to do yours.
I know.
Oh, honey, let's just do it.
Okay,
1, 2, 3. Oh, my God. That's just exciting stuff. It's like really breaking down this is like the fifth wall. I think we just broke down the fifth wall.
Is that time?
Yeah, we just broke down.
Oh my God.
Spatial.
Oh my God. It was so good. Well, so I take back everything I said. We did do it correctly.
We didn't, but that's okay. Let's move on.
Okay. It's the day after Thanksgiving.
It is.
Can I share with you?
I like to call it Black Friday. I don't know about everyone else.
I heard
That's
someone
what I
in
call
a commercial yesterday
Uh-huh.
say TGIBF, and I say NO.
Can I blow your mind? Can I blow?
NO number 2 TGIBF.
Can I blow your mind right now?
Can you?
So we're recording on Black Friday and releasing on Cyber Monday. I mean,
Okay, blow my mind. Burn. When I hear BF, do you want to know what I think? Something that I used that would like cracked us up a lot in high school.
BF.
Yeah, it's gross.
I mean, I know what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
What are you thinking?
Butt fuck.
Oh no. But
also there's best friend
yes.
and there's boob fondler. And there's
Did you get these straight off your Discord?
Yeah, I have a section for boob fondlers. Let's see. There's
Boob fondling.
booger flicker.
Oh my God. Our son rubbed a booger on my butt.
Yeah.
Or booty. He's fond
into
of
booties.
Now he's been calling butts booties. I don't know where he got
All
it.
right, but what did BF mean?
Well, it's part of VBF. Does that ring a bell for you?
Very.
Nope. Vaginal blood fart.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God. Why did I let you take me down that road?
And the best part is I
like ultra innocent.
What? What? What'd you say?
I thought it was gonna be like really innocent, like you in high school.
No. Well, I was really innocent in high school in terms of the sanctity of my chunky body.
I'm drinking eggnog right now.
Well, and
that has a little bit of brandy in it.
you're playing to the camera.
I'm not used to having a video of myself in front of my face. I'm very distracting.
I know.
Hi.
I see that. We're going to have to not have a monitor right in front of you. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. It is TGI VBF. And we had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. We were held hostage by our febrile son.
Oh my God.
That's our son who
we
had a
could
fever.
not get out of the house.
No, it took us a long time.
Ugh.
We will recount everything, but I just, under the category of siblings, can I share with you guys a conversation I had with my sister real fast? I have become of late obsessed with my teeth not being as white as I want them to be.
Folks,
it's a
obsessed
constant,
is an understatement.
Conversation in this house.
It's always like asking me how yellow or green her teeth look, and it's just I've gotten to the point where I refuse to say that they look white anymore.
Oh, I'm looking in the camera now, though, and they actually, in this light, they look fine. Anyway, we all have our things. I just have a lot of things. So anyway, I said to my sister, I said, that's a Tig Notaro reference. I said, what color are my teeth?
If you haven't seen Tig's comedy specials on Netflix, like, do yourself a favor and watch that shit. She's hilarious, but go ahead. I'm blocking myself. I'm very distracting.
Okay.
There. I don't want to see myself. Okay.
You could also.
How do I hide? Oh, you know what I could do?
You could just open up a window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just hang on.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I says to her, this is like once again the reference. I said, what color are my teeth? And she said, cream. And I said,
was this yesterday?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I said, what? And she said, off-white.
She's just being so honest. You want to just take her aside and like explain the rules of this game.
I know. And I said, what? And she said, come on, don't make me regret answering the question.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone is so
Rude in my family. I know.
But they're just like, that's such defensiveness.
Well, anyway.
Don't do this to me right now.
Anyway, welcome to family.
I mean, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and survived their families.
Cream, Daniel.
Can we just move on?
She said, do you know what color cream is? I said, yes.
Allison, don't do this to me right now.
Cream. What? Off-white.
Doesn't she know why you were asking that question? Like, just
right. What are the options? White is the only right answer. And then she said, that's the color you want your teeth to be. That's human tooth color.
Shh. Don't
get stuck in the weeds here. We're looking for one color. It's white.
Don't say what a normal person wants their teeth color to be. Allison is not a normal person.
Normal people don't want to hear something other than white. Ecru. You have beautiful ecru teeth. No, thank you. Navajo white. No.
The answer should be so white it's light blue. Like light blue?
Thank you.
Yes. That's a wild answer.
Seriously though.
Don't try to recalibrate my brain towards your expectations for teeth color.
What happened to my white teeth, Daniel? I don't understand.
They actually are very white.
No, they're not.
You have a very skewed sense of your teeth color.
Is what's it called when they like hold a light monitor up by your face and adjust? Do I need to adjust my whiteness scale?
You are used to looking at your teeth in yellowish light. Like right here in the studio, it's incredibly yellow. That's because the overhead lights are inside of these domes that are like a yellow glass.
And filled with termites now.
Filled with yellow termite carcasses. And then we've got this lamp that's in a
It
very
is. Here,
color.
I'll show you guys.
Yeah. And so it's like anything white is going to look yellow. And that's what you're used to looking at. So you think your teeth are very white, or very yellow. But if you were in daylight all the time,
well, you know that makes my skin sizzle.
Right, but if you were in a bluer light, your teeth would look as they are, which is pretty white.
Thank you. Should we get to a voicemail, or did you have more you wanted to say?
I'm sure there's more interesting things we can talk about.
I'm already bored with the subject of my teeth, and I'm sorry that I brought it up.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Anyway, I do think people want to know about your bread. Okay, so here we have a voicemail.
All right, let's hear from the people.
This
Vox
one seems
Populi.
to be about your. What does Vox Day mean?
Voice of God.
Rules. Oh, okay.
That's what Elon's voice of the people, voice of God.
Right. All right. So here's something about. Look, these are not screened, people.
Daniel's bread pudding speaks at the dinner table.
Is this?
I wish I knew what it said.
I mean, it's pretty accurate. It's about what it was saying.
I feel like it said, like, it's me, I'm bread pudding, I'm a little bird, but I'm pretty good. Okay.
All right, so
back up.
Everyone wants to know.
Back up.
Everyone's dying to know. That's why they tuned in.
For anyone who just tuned in, give us the quick background of the bread pudding, wet bread campaign.
Wet bread.
And then put down the Velcro. Thank you.
Okay, Jeff.
Thank you, Sir Fidget. And then tell us what?
Go ahead.
And then tell us what you discovered today. Take it away.
Oh, I mean, it is a saga.
Oh, yeah.
Get your tea and sit down because I'm ready to spill it. All right. Everyone knows about my campaign to replace pumpkin and pecan pies with bread pudding
for Thanksgiving
as the primary, not sole, but primary Thanksgiving dessert. And so I decided to make one because, of course, no one else was going to do it.
Mm-mm.
And it's not like any of the places you get Thanksgiving stuff at, they're selling bread pudding.
Right.
Right. So, okay. And I found a recipe by the famous chef, R.I.P. Paul Prudhomme. And it was described to me as really, really good.
By someone who heard about your campaign when you were getting your hair cut and had a lot to say
this
about it.
Absolutely lovely person who had a lot of enthusiasm for this dessert. And so she said it was a little bit tricky. It might be a little more difficult for somebody who, like me, who doesn't know what the hell they're doing in the kitchen. But I said, you know what? I'm the kind of person that I figure shit out. And I can do it. So I looked it up and I found the recipe and I made it. But when it came out at the end, two problems. One, the bread pudding itself was a little overcooked to the point where it was like a little dry on the top and slightly burned in certain points, where it's just starting to get a little burned. Not burned, but and when you scooped it out, the bottom was like, there was like a black part against the ceramic. Then the caramel sauce, which was not part of the well, you know what? We'll put that aside because that was a separate thing I did.
You went rogue.
I went rogue. It had a lemon sauce. So you're supposed to have this lemon sauce. You put it on the plate. Then you put the bread pudding on top of it. Then you have a chantilly cream on top of that. And I made the chantilly cream, by the way, like about 6 hours before dinner, which is not what you're supposed to do. So we ended up not using that. But the lemon cream, it said in the recipe, squeeze a whole lemon, add the water, add the sugar, add the rinds, boil it, strain it. There you go. And the cornstarch. But when I made it, really lemony, like way too lemony. And I thought I should recook it, add some more sugar. And I said, fuck it. That's what the recipe said. Okay. We ate it. Everyone pretended to like it. I have no way of getting inside your minds to decide, to see if you really did. I think it was pretty good.
If you got inside my mind, it would just be tooth shades. There's no room for bread pudding discourse.
But how was it?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Although when I had some bites when we got back home, that I enjoyed more. And I don't know if it's just because when you put it in a Tupperware at home, I was able to access the less burned section.
Yeah.
Or if it had just sat there longer and like got a little bit more moist or whatever. Whatever it was, the second round tasted better. Do you have somewhere to be?
No. We can.
Oh, great. Okay. We have a little extra time to talk about teeth.
Well, as it turns out, I kind of like a little bit of I like it when things are a little overcooked. And the caramel sauce that I made.
You like bread pudding well done.
Well, I would like it not to have been so dry, but I don't mind the slightly burned parts of it. And I made a caramel sauce because I thought not everyone's going to like this lemon sauce. It's too lemony. Because I tasted it, I'm like, I need to have something people are going to want. And the chantilly cream isn't going to work. So I made a caramel sauce, but caramel sauce is really tricky. And not to make this boring, but like I just overcooked it just a little. So there's like a little burned caramel. But actually, pretty yummy. Burned caramel. It brought me to a flan place. It was in a
place of flan.
Yes. It was like a really good, it has like a depth of flavor to it that I liked. And anyway, I enjoyed it. I know. So, but it's been bothering me. Like, how did I miss? So then this morning I looked up the recipe and I thought, oh, the recipe I got was from a website that is like they sell extracts and stuff. So in the recipe looked like it was
the source.
This wasn't the original source of the recipe. So then I said there must be like so I did a Google search. I found one online that looked okay, this is the right recipe, and turns out
wait, Tony, what should this be like a dun 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 or should it okay. Do a dun dun dun, Tony.
Okay. It turns out that the recipe I used had altered the recipe in two areas. Number one, you cook the bread pudding at 300 degrees, and then at the very end you crank it to. This is what the recipe I followed said. You crank it to 425 for 25 minutes, but the original recipe says you do that for 15 minutes. So
crazy.
I did overcook it, and that wasn't what and then with the lemon sauce, you only put a couple tablespoons of lemon juice, not the whole lemon. And that made so much more sense. Because
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, it's supposed to be like a sweet cream that's lemony, not a lemon like a lemon juice that has some sugar in it.
Why
Anyway.
did they do that to you? I am wondering.
Really weird. But so next year I altered it. I printed out the altered version. Next year it's on. But I got to say, and we didn't have nutmeg and I replaced that with pumpkin spice. Let me tell you something. I ate it. It had pecans in it. It had raisins in it. It had pumpkin spice in it. It was kind of like just everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
At no point did I feel like I needed to go up and get a slice of the other pies.
The other pies really were barely touched. It was mostly an ice cream, bread pudding.
If you can figure out, folks, if you can figure out how to do a good bread pudding and you put that on the table, no one's going to touch those other pies.
I mean, the pies were a little bit touched, but like not that much.
No, just because the kids wanted a slice of pumpkin pie, they thought, but then they didn't even eat it.
Yeah.
So,
I know that's, I feel like we've really gone on a journey.
I appreciate everyone's support in this journey.
Yeah.
Everyone has been amazing. I love you all. Maybe there's other areas of our society, our culture we can shift. We can
there's
move
a lot.
with
A
this
lot of
momentum.
them.
I want to take advantage of this momentum. Hit me up if you have any ideas.
Because you guys are like moving as a cell.
I want
an active cell.
you have to take advantage of the energy
Right,
that you have.
yeah.
You know, it's like we have this energy.
Harness it.
and move forward. We can we can make some serious change together.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for asking, honey.
You're welcome. I would like to know, this is a bit of a just me or everyone. Tony, you don't have to play the song just yet. No, you do. Play the song.
Is it just me or everyone?
Is it just me or were other people, excuse me, thinking of the Friends episode where Rachel made the trifle but messed it up when Daniel was talking about having made the bread pudding but followed the wrong recipe? That's what I'm wondering. Okay.
I'm sure everybody.
Some other people probably were. Boy, what is happening to my voice, Daniel? Was I talking a lot yesterday?
Maybe a little.
I mean, I was trying to tell the story of the Wendy treat, which is not worth going into. Wendy and you and all that.
Mm-hmm. Good God. You know, you need one of those voice humidifiers
Yes.
for your show.
You know, I think it's probably...
Your voice is your livelihood. You really should take care of it.
I know, it's the moneymaker. I do take care of it. I try to. I kind of wonder if it's that I drink too much coffee, which is also probably why I'm staining my teeth.
Yeah.
Someone should come up with a clear coffee. And I bet someone is...
This is something that would have happened in the late 80s. If it was going to happen,
Yes.
clear coffee. That was the time.
Why
to do
is
it.
there... I would be so into clear coffee. I really would. People...
Yeah, I get it.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No idea.
What am I going to say?
I don't have any idea.
You and your group of people who are passionate about... What are you going to work on?
No, that's not good.
Right now, there's so many social media platforms. You don't need to work on that.
No, I know.
Focus your attention
No, but we're not
on
gonna
clear
do that.
coffee. Please, please. What? Okay, fine. Let's listen to a voicemail. If you would like to leave us a voicemail,
Oh, yeah.
323-553-2331. We'll never answer. That's our promise to you.
Hi, Allison and co-host Daniel. This is Marilena from the Central Coast of California. Thanksgiving was great. There was no drama. None of us really like to be bothered with cooking, so we bought everything pre-made from Costco, and I highly recommend it. Please try it. I mean, we had stuffed turkey breasts. I know. It was delicious. We did buy a pumpkin pie, Daniel. I was the only one that ate it. It's fine. There was no bread pudding, though. Anyway, I've been listening to y'all since I was 20, and now I'm in my late 20s, so that's great. Just wanted to let you
We're
know
old.
that your show is like my comfort show. Like for example, New Girl is another comfort show that I like to watch over and over because it's just so great, and your show is that to me too. It's like when I need a pick me up, I just listening to old episodes and such. But I do also love your solo shows with you and Daniel, Allison. They're a favorite of mine. Just want to say that I'm thankful for your show and hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Thank
Central
you.
Coast.
Oh,
have a great day. Bye.
thank you.
I love the Central Coast, and I love this call.
I love this call, and I love the sentiment of this call, and I love you. And I did not. Was it Mary Elena? I'm not sure I catch.
So you got to say it at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure I caught the name, but
takes me a while.
I hope I did say that correctly. Thank you so much, and I love that you've been listening to us since you were 20 and you're now in your late 20s.
I want to know.
We're old.
Do we have Zoomer? What's our Zoomer listenership out there? If you're a Zoomer, hit me up. I love your generation. You guys rule so hard. I really do.
I feel like you're just kissing their butts.
No. I feel like the Zoomers are the spiritual successors to Gen X.
You do.
I really do. Because like if you do the math, for the most part, obviously with lots of exceptions, millennials, who I also like, don't get me wrong, I like millennials, but millennials were raised primarily by boomers. The parents of the millennials were boomers, but the parents of the Zoomers largely were Xers. And
we're really bucking the trend here.
What's
old.
not to love about Zoomers? It's a great generation. They're going to save our asses.
This is what happened the other night because I teed you up for this story on the Thursday show. That makes us sound really like calculated, and that's not what I mean. I brought up a question you had about Generation Z, and then you told a different story. And I was like, wait, that's not what I expected to happen. It's sort of like, Tony, I'm calling you out. I said to Tony, there's a Jenna Kim Jones poop drop that's really funny. Could you grab it? And he grabbed, I believe, There's a Lot of Poop, but that's not the one I meant. I meant to, which is fine, but I meant to grab, I find a lot of joy in pooping.
To be fair to Tony,
he does.
Jeff left him a file with thousands of drops. I don't think
know.
he's
and he only plays 712 of them.
Who's going to familiarize themselves with that many drops? It's a lot.
I know. Anyway, Tony, this is my way of saying, could you grab the Jenna Kim Jones, I find a lot of joy in pooping drop? I find a lot of joy in pooping.
Oh, my God.
We'd like to hear it now.
I find a lot of joy in pooping.
I wish I found a lot of joy, and you're finding a lot of joy and finding a lot of joy in pooping.
Wait, are you trying to say you don't find a lot of joy in my finding joy in that drop? Or are you trying to say you don't find...
In your joy. I don't find any joy in your joy.
Why?
Just doesn't do it for me.
In my joy in that drop?
Yeah.
It'd be funnier if I could just give you a note on what you're saying right now. It'd be funnier if you were saying you don't find joy in my finding joy in actual pooping. As my husband, it'd be like funnier if that's what you were saying.
I don't know if I agree. Also, we were talking on the drive home last night about this very thing that our lovely listener just pointed out, which is the great thing about Thanksgiving. If you don't want to cook, you don't gotta cook.
Wait, my brain. You've been joking about putting me in a home lately, and I've been saying
she
we
said
have that
they
kind
bought
of money.
all their stuff. from Costco.
Yeah. No, I just okay. Store bought. I'm losing the thread here. Store bought. But there was something I was saying before. Oh yeah, Gen Z. Okay, Gen Z. We'll get to store bought in a minute because we did a lot of store bought, and I have thoughts on that too.
Oh, did you have something you wanted to say about Gen Z?
Yes,
oh
Daniel. This is what I thought you were going to say on the Thursday show with our Canadian roommate friends, which everyone go check that one out. That was a fun show. Daniel would like Andrew Hunt to move to LA and be an in-person regular on the show, and I'm down with that.
I really like Andrew Hunt.
Everyone loves Andrew Hunt.
Yeah.
And Amanda Brooke Perrin was great too. We just don't know her well enough to. Well, she does live in LA, so she can be an in-person regular.
No, but she was great.
Yeah. But Andrew Hunt, I feel, has really.
He's a perfect fit. I mean,
know.
He needs to be here. Should we just should we do a GoFundMe to move him out to LA?
He is a perfect fit. And it's crazy because he was someone who had been on the show. He's like Jenna Kim Jones.
Yeah.
Circa Jenna Kim Jones time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had been on the show. I told you how he, E. Jean Carroll suing Trump for rape.
Yeah. Is that still ongoing?
Yes.
Good.
She just like filed something.
Nice.
He did videos for her. I did an appearance on a morning show with her, and that's how he found me.
Oh.
I mean, this is like so long ago. Yeah. And then
crazy.
he and I both thought each other were so funny. And then he came to New York and was on my show and blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Okay. So you and I were out. You had for anyone who's just listening, Daniel he has his hands on his cheekbones, and he's seen what he'd look like if he had a little bit of a nip tuck.
I might get a little facelift.
Just something, just
a tiny bit, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. 10 years, boom, just like that. Boom. Go ahead though.
I think you should.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm going full bore into plastic surgery in the latter part of my life.
Okay.
Anyway,
great.
Go ahead.
Anyway, we had a conversation with someone in Gen Z, and you said something funny and sarcastic, but negative.
About Gen Z?
No, about life.
Oh.
Although I'm trying to think of you can say something funny and sarcastic that's not negative. And this person, you said something funny and sarcastic, negative. And this person answered you earnestly and put a positive spin on it. And you were like, by the way, I'm totally blowing up your spot, quote unquote. I think I might be reading you for filth, but I don't know what that means. And you're like, that's the problem with Gen Z. They don't get sarcasm.
I didn't say that.
Well, in my mind, you did. And so I said,
I've never said that.
maybe you said that's the problem with this particular person. They don't get sarcasm or jokes.
Yes.
And then, okay, this sounds more like what happened.
I think you said.
I told you I'm a liar. That's what they say on my
Okay.
Discord. So then I said, is it that person or is it that generation? Do we know anyone in Gen Z who has our sense of humor? So that's the question we're putting out there.
Well, here's what I would say. Gen Z may have a completely different sense of humor. That's okay.
But I thought they're the spiritual
They are.
reflection of Gen X.
Don't make me.
Regret what you say?
No,
or
don't
pay
make me
attention?
illustrate that point.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the energy. But it's not about sense of humor, though. It's more about relationship to
Oh, God, it's
power
political.
structures. No, it's just more of an orientation towards. It's more of an
you guys,
irreverent.
it's not political. It's just about Marxism.
No, it's not. It's about
Das
being
Kapital.
more irreverent and less reverent towards the less of an attitude that's less of a buy-in into the institutions of our country.
But it's not political.
Well, it can manifest politically. You are such a normie lib.
You guys,
That's
it's
what you
not,
are.
You guys, it's not political. It's just about an uprising and a
truly not
revolution
thinking of it-
among the workers.
Okay, stop
but it's
it.
not
Stop.
political.
Stop. You're embarrassing yourself now. I'm not thinking of it in terms of politics. I'm thinking of it in terms of relationships to traditions and
Traditional power structures.
just traditional life. Like, I think our generation was very skeptical and not we're
cynical and skeptical. We don't buy in.
And I think Gen Z is similarly, like, they're just not they don't have a reverence for the traditional.
I would argue
But that's good.
I would
in a good way.
argue that my response to what you're saying is classically Gen X.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, whatever. People are tuning out right now.
No, they're tuning in right now. They're turning on and tuning in.
Point is, I'm basically Gen Z, is basically what I'm saying.
If you're
I'm
not
kind of
calling that political, what are you calling that?
Well, everything's political, though.
Oh, boy.
But I'm not thinking of it in terms of, like, electoral, like, left, right, or anything. I'm just thinking of it in terms of, do you have faith in our institutions, or do you see that if we change things, we could have a better world? And I think Gen Z is, like, for lots of reasons, is like, doesn't look at the older generations and with any kind of, like, deference. I think there's a lot of questioning, as they should, and that's good. And we were like that. Boomers were like that, but then they bought in.
Yes.
They bought in their, like in the 70s and 80s, they bought in fully. And I think maybe our generation did at a certain point as well, but I think Gen Z is like, whatever. I'm boring myself right now.
Can I talk quickly about you banging that glass?
You love it.
Let's play another. I want to talk quickly about grief. Okay. You don't want to hear it.
Talk about grief?
I want to do something feel good.
That's feel good?
I'm joking.
You're joking? All right. What do you want to talk about?
I just want to say quickly. Well, now I don't want to say it anymore.
Say it, honey.
Well, I think I've talked about the fact that, well, no, now you have made me self-conscious.
I'm sorry. I love
No,
you. I love all of the sincere thoughts that come out of your head.
Well, but I also, like, I'm balancing. Look, I don't really know. Just flashing my pearly creams. I've talked about on the show how my dad had a heart attack in August and was in the hospital for a while. And I don't know how. It seems like he's having a rocky recovery, but it seems like he's like actually doing pretty well right now. Like we saw him last night and we're going to see him tomorrow. And I've been making more of an effort to go down there. And he has, periods where he's not feeling well, but then he has periods where he seems like he's really doing okay. But I was getting ready for this show that I'm doing with Daniel, this banger of an episode. And all of a sudden, and I think it might be because the holidays are just a sentimental time anyway, I just was suddenly hit upside the head, or wherever you get hit, probably more in the chest area, but also the head and mostly the tear ducts with just like intense sadness. I mean, I think it's technically anticipatory grief, but just like I am not ready to go through the loss of a parent. Right. And I know at my age, I'm lucky to have both of them still. But it's this feeling of like, Jesus Christ, there's no avoiding this.
I mean, think about
it. It's going to happen.
Our boys are going to lose us before they get to be our age. They're going to lose.
Don't make me do math.
They're going to lose me. Because it's 40. 80. I'm not living past 80, probably.
I would like you to.
I mean, everyone would like me to.
Well, not everyone. I looked at the Discord. Not everyone.
But yes, I think you're anticipating grief. Yes, I think that's right.
Yes. And then I was thinking, I wonder if all this anticipatory grief actually does anything to the amount of grief you actually go through when it happens. And then I was thinking, and by the way, I like to do a lot of thinking to avoid the feeling. Anyone I know who's gone through just a bucket full of grief over something like this, I find myself wanting to say to them, is there anything you wish you had done differently?
Like, does the passing of the person cause you to feel regret over missed opportunities?
The way you handled. See, like, I am having trouble getting through this.
I don't think it's possible not to have regrets, because there's always something you can think you could have done better or differently that may in some alternate world have been worked out better for you. Yeah,
but I don't. Of the people I have asked that of, which is not a whole lot, I don't hear a lot of intense regret. I don't hear a lot of like.
That's good.
I mean, I know that Greg Fitzsimmons lost his dad, but he lost his dad a long time ago. But they weren't talking when his dad died. And I know that was really hard for him. That's an extreme example, though. But I think it's because every decision right now is like through the prism of, but what if I don't do XYZ and then suddenly he's gone? Would I regret that? You know? But I think that's a specific like crisis state of mind. It's not, you know, it doesn't appear that his death is imminent, but you never really know. But I mean, that's because like I'm sort of just nervous, but like everything, it's like, well, if I don't, you know, no, I'm sorry, I can't come down on this day, I have a show. What if I don't reschedule that show? Like, what if I do, you know, what if I don't do this? What if I don't do this? And then, so I just, but you know, will I always so that's why this regret thing is in my mind. But anyway, sorry, I took us down. So it's okay. Just the sort of unpredictable nature of grief is on my mind. And I remember this from griefs is not the plural, but griefs, I'm going to go with it, past. This thing of like, it just comes out of nowhere. And when you feel it, it is so strong. So to people who are grieving out there, my heart is with you. It is hard, and I get how intense it is when you are in the grips of it.
I think,
and I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there with you, and I know I'm going to be relatively soon.
I don't think anticipatory grief. I'm not an expert in any of this. This is my sense of it. I don't think anticipatory grief, for lack of a better term, is actually for any purpose. I don't know that it doesn't relieve. It's not going to relieve the grief to come. It's not going to relieve the shock of the passing. It is simply just you anticipating grief. Like you're. It's all it is. And it's hard when you do have a feeling that somebody's time is more imminent than someone else's time. But the truth is, of course, like everybody's time could be imminent. I mean, we don't know, right? Like, there's nothing you can do about grief. I really like what Martin Short said about this once. Someone asked him, why are you so positive all the you're such a happy person all the time? He's like a friend of his. And he said something to the effect of grief and sadness is in the mail. It's gonna come, but I'm not gonna give it one more moment than I need to give it. And that's a great sort of way to be normally, except when, like, let's say you have a parent or a friend or someone who's got cancer, it's going to be hard to just be like not aware of what's right. possible. So, you know, that with that understanding, I do think generally speaking, it's good to have the discipline to know that all of your loved ones could die tomorrow. And the reason for that is not so that you'll experience grief, but it's so that you can live with a kind of intention. You can't know what you're going to regret, but you can know, like, I want to get the most out of this person, and I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait for some possible future that might not come. Like you
borrow money today.
Yeah. You might not have a future. They might not have a future. Don't live for the future. If you have a strained relationship that you feel like you want to fix it. Don't wait. If you've got questions that you want to ask it. Because we might not have a future. You might not have a future. You know what I mean? That's a good way to live, I think, generally. Living to try to avoid regret is stupid. You're going to have regrets, but live with an urgency. Live with urgency, and that's the gift, if there is a gift, that death gives us. The knowledge of our mortality gives us urgency. If you have a relationship and keep it in your mind that our bodies are going to decay, we are all going to die. We are not guaranteed a single moment more than we have. And if you live that way and you meditate on that, if you think about it, it's actually not a depressing thought, but it's an enlivening thought. It's a thought that will give your life more focus and passion and color. And it's actually really good. Don't be afraid of it. And don't be afraid of regret either. Okay, that's my that's all I have to say about it.
I wish you wouldn't use that as a bedtime story for our kids, though.
They love it. I don't know. Can we talk about our son
God.
at Thanksgiving?
Yes, and then we can. Let's talk about that in a minute, though, because first I want to tell everyone about the skylight frame.
Yeah.
Can I just share? You discovered skylight frame.
I did.
Do you remember? Was it Christmas or was it Mother's Day?
I think it was Mother's Day because we got them for the mothers, the grandmothers.
Yes. You said, I know what we should get the mothers this year.
They were not a sponsor.
No, not yet. They are a sponsor now, but they were not yet.
Yeah.
And you said they're these beautiful digital photo frames.
They're nice. They have like they look like
it's a black frame, a white mat.
Right.
They're super, because your mom and my mom are not like, they're not technological geniuses or anything. They're like they're plug and play basically. They're very easy to set up, and then you can email photos to them. They can put their own photos in them, and they're such a great gift. And I've shared before, my irritation is not strong enough. I'm joking with my mom. How do you feel about the fact that not only does she have pictures of us and our children in the frame,
put someone else's kids on there?
That was not what I originally shared. She's put Toby, her dog, in there. Don't you feel that the tacit agreement with that frame?
True violation.
This is the tacit agreement with that frame.
True
the
violation.
Tacit agreement with that frame is our children, our dog only. With that frame, get your own skylight frame. If, it appears something has happened with Daniel's recording. I don't like that very much, but I do love a skylight frame. Skylight frame is a photo frame you can update instantly by email from anywhere. It makes an amazing holiday gift for the people in your life that you love. Choose from 2 size options, either the original 10-inch or new, large 15-inch frame. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't love your skylight, they'll offer you a full refund. Now, as a special offer, you can get $15 off your purchase of a skylight frame when you go to skylightframe.com and enter code Alison. That's right. To get $15 off your purchase of a skylight frame, just go to skylightframe.com and enter code Alison. That's Skylight Frame, SKYLIGHTFRAME.com, promo code Alison. Okay. Yes. So we went around the table last night and did like what we're thankful for.
So we sat down for Thanksgiving dinner, and what gratitude? What are you thankful for? Yes. And so one of the cousins went first, and he said he's grateful for friends and family.
It was very sweet.
Very sweet. And then it was Elliot's turn, and Elliot said,
I'm trying to remember the exact wording. He said, with a big smile on your face, I'm thankful for when you're going to die.
To you.
Me. He pointed to me and he said, I'm thankful for when you're going to die.
And everybody at the table was like, what? Yes. It was shocking. It was funny. He was cracking up. And then he elaborated about how you were going to die.
Oh, yeah. Was my butt going to explode from farts?
Yes. You're going to die from a butt exploding from farts. And then literally everybody else went around and said sincere gratitude. And then Elliot wanted to revise his.
What? And to what?
Cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce. I feel we have a real class clown on our hands.
Oh, yeah, we do. And then I said, when am I going to die? And he went, and he pointed to me and he went, right now. And then I said, well, I'm still here. I just kept thinking, though, like, if someone else's kid had said this, how would we feel about this?
It depends on how they say it. If they said it laughing,
Are we making excuses for this?
I feel like if they said it laughing, it would be like, oh, okay, he's funny, he's being a kid. Like, he's just, but if he said it like, I'm thankful for when you're going to die, mommy.
Right.
Then that would be
I
weird.
did not feel threatened by it. I thought it was silly. But I could see if someone else's kid said it, being like,
This kid has watched too much Addams Family.
Right.
You know, he's a real Wednesday Addams.
I am remembering when we interviewed that nanny and he like came out holding the body part props on a pillow.
Yeah, it was like a zombie hand.
Yeah.
He's a fun kid.
And then that drawing of his that I think is so amazing because it's like, look at his ability to articulate how he feels and put it into, representation. But it's like him with his arms outstretched and then Owen on the other end of it. And he has this like angry look in his, it's, just like 3-4-year-old drawing, but he has this like angry look and then Owen looks kind of sad and he said that it's how he feels sometimes towards Owen when he doesn't know how he feels or something. Right. And I remember showing it to her, like, look at my amazing genius kid. And she must have just been like, this family is scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I feel embarrassed about that.
Why?
Because I was so unaware of how creeped out it might have made her. Except maybe it didn't make her feel creeped out at all.
I think anyone who is good with kids wouldn't be creeped out by that. It shows that he's in touch with his emotions, that he can find a way to. Oh, yeah.
He said it was a drawing of when he feels mad at Owen, but he doesn't know why.
Yeah, I think that's normal. Yeah. Do we have another?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Because I don't want to run out of time.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you for keeping me on track.
I always look so tired on video. Jesus Christ. I'm going to stop looking at myself.
Please do.
Hey, Alison and Daniel. This is Gramblin. Just finished watching USA and England tie 0-0 at the World Cup with my son, Abaddon the Destroyer. Not excited really about the next game versus Iran if they wrecked Wales, but hey. Our Thanksgiving was great. I cooked a standard turkey, but I was really happy the way it turned out. And I also cooked a Coca-Cola ham, which is literally just ham covered in brown sugar and slow cooked in Coke heavy for 5 hours. My wife Dragel made a fantastic sweet potato pudding and green bean casserole, and my eldest daughter Scurf Pea made her Thanksgiving debut with a wonderful stoked. And we had pecan pie and pumpkin pie like basic dishes, but I'll endeavor to do better next year and go for some wet bread. And afterwards I did the dishes and cleaned up the aftermath in the kitchen. And I'm sure that Jordy Peterstone and Benny Shapino would have something to say about that, but hey. Anyways, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for you guys and the amazing community you've built. And love you. You matter. Goodbye. And this is Gramblin, Napchick.
Gramblin, Napchick.
Aw.
Such great family names.
Yeah, thank you.
I couldn't have come up with better names myself.
We were just remembering Dragel recently. Dragel was a name that Daniel had recommended.
For Wendy?
Yeah. And there's even a folder in my phone of Dragel pics, which is Wendy puppy pictures. When we couldn't think of a name for her. You need to do your baby names again soon.
I mean, there's a lot that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a lovely Thanksgiving.
We can't, for anyone out there, maybe Gramblin, we can't remember what Gramblin Nap Chip was. Was that a baby name? I don't think so.
Maybe. I feel like that was in the old house. That was the old one.
It for sure was.
Yeah. Soccer is happening. I gotta say, I was never a big fan of soccer, and then I have a friend who is really into soccer, and I want to say like 12 years ago, he was like, come join me at the bar, early. It was like
I'm going to guess. Tell me the story, and I'm going to guess who it is.
8 a.m. We'll watch some World Cup games. And I was like, okay. It was just like, that might be fun. Go and drink at 8 a.m. or whatever. And it was so much fun. And it was like, oh, I get it. I get soccer. I feel like soccer is a social. You watch it socially to appreciate it the most, and you're drinking, and that's I was like into it in that moment. But I don't know that I've ever been interested in watching it since then, really. Anyway.
Okay, I'm going to figure out which friend this was.
Okay.
How long ago was this?
I mean, it
Did
was
you say
like
12 years?
I gotta say it was like 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yep.
Okay, so that puts it at 2010.
Thereabouts.
That is right before we met.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you still friends with this
Everyone
person?
at home is like trying to figure out which of
could
Daniel's
it be?
friends.
Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? Are you still friends with this person?
Yes.
Okay. Is it John?
No.
Okay. Is it Dan DeWeese?
No.
Is
Dan
it-
moved out long ago.
I was really getting Dan DeWeese vibes.
I don't think. No, Dan's a basketball guy.
Is it Alex?
Yes.
Nailed it. Okay.
You're so good. We just cut out the first two guesses.
All right. Here we got another one.
Hi, this is Sarah from Los Angeles. I just wanted to call and say I had a really excellent Thanksgiving. It was my first big holiday with my boyfriend after being widowed last year. And we went kind of easy mode and picked up all of our food from Whole Foods. I pre-ordered. Honestly, the cost of it was not any more than it would have cost me to buy all the ingredients. And the food was all as good or better than I could have done myself with much less work.
Mm-hmm.
We spent the day watching World Cup, American football, and then Lizzo's new special on HBO Max, Love Lizzo, as well as some holiday baking championship, and hung out with my dog Ada, and it was really, really nice. The weather here in LA is so nice. We sat on the patio to eat. Yeah, great Thanksgiving all around. I hope you guys had a good one too. Again, this is Sarah from Los Angeles.
Sarah.
Hi,
that sounds
Sarah.
Great. I'm happy you had a good one.
Yes. So this is Sarah Ellis,
Yeah.
who has been a guest on my show.
Yeah.
She is the one who had a big spinal cord injury and then had to relearn to walk. And I was just interested in how that all happened. Speaking of grief, to be widowed and then her first holiday with a new boyfriend. Wow. And I have to say, she has such a pleasant voice.
Yes, she does.
I was like, oh.
And proves again my point. Everybody, listen up. Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
you don't gotta make it yourself. You can buy it. It's just as good, and it saves so much stress.
We did. So after years and years of always cooking everything, and when I say always cooking everything, I'm talking about attending a Thanksgiving at my mom's where she always, and my dad always cooked everything. I've never actually
stress
always.
level so high.
Yes. But our family, not me, but the family always did everything ourselves. I cooked everything. I don't mean raised the turkey or anything. I just mean like everything was always home cooked.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant raised the turkey.
Did you think we?
Yeah.
No.
And then butchered the turkey.
We
and
didn't,
Yeah,
no.
did all of that. No. Did you grow the corn and all of the?
We did.
Yeah.
We grew the corn. We used clamshells as spoons. That's about it. But other than that, it was
Wasn't expecting that.
store bought. Yeah. I feel there has been a evolution and a movement towards store bought. And then this year,
A lot more options maybe these days.
the Rosen sisters took it over from my mom, and we
Pass the torch.
Yeah, and we said, you know what? You don't get to do any of this.
Not only
We're going to do all of it.
Not only did you not cook it, you had it delivered.
We
so
said,
you don't even have to go pick
listen,
it up.
We said, we're going to do all of it. And by that, I mean, we're going to do none of it. But we didn't let that woman in the kitchen, except that she just couldn't stay away. But it was so much less stressful.
The whole point of Thanksgiving is to have a good time.
Yeah.
And if
There still was a little bit of cooking. Elliot and I made a green bean casserole. It really didn't come out as well this year. I think the ratio of beans to soup to onions was off. And to anyone who was hanging on that casserole, I say, I'm sorry.
If someone takes joy in cooking, by all means, cook. Like, that's great.
Elliot
I'm just
does,
saying,
yeah.
if you don't gotta, don't.
Right. You picked up the turkey. We got
Yeah, I
it from
went and
Honey
got the
Baked
turkey.
Ham. It was good.
Yeah, it was good turkey. Everything was great.
Yeah.
I mean, no complaints.
It is surprising how the cost of buying everything store bought is like roughly the same
And honestly,
as the cost
even if it's a
of
little
buying
more,
the ingredients.
if it's a little more, it's like,
but
wouldn't
it's
you pay
not.
that?
But it's not. That's the surprising thing.
It's not. But even if it were,
Yeah.
you'd probably pay the difference to not have to bother.
Right.
So, yeah, tip to the wise. Enjoy it. Point is to enjoy it. So do it.
There
Do
you
that.
go.
Enjoy it.
There you go. There you go,
I know.
girlfriend. We have one more call.
Hey there, this is Edie, and I'm laying in bed totally exhausted. We had a very small Thanksgiving with my parents, and one random guest. My mother likes to invite the one random guest, which is nice. It's kind of, what do you call them, the person who doesn't have anywhere else to go. And by we, I mean myself, my husband, and my two daughters. My oldest daughter came home from college, her first quarter away, but freshman year. So that's kind of fun. But my parents are getting older, and this is the first year I cooked basically almost everything, from crudité and dip to stuffing and the turkey.
She should have heard us.
Mashed potatoes and a corn thingy, we call it, which is actually quite delicious, and a pumpkin dessert. I did a spatchcock turkey, which I've never done before, which I think was fully the way to go. I'm on board 100%.
I think it's flattened.
Oh.
And I sort of agree with Daniel, although I did not make a bread pudding. I totally looked into it based on his desires. And then my daughter likes this thing which has a horrible name called the pumpkin dump cake, which sounds terrible. But it's called a dump cake because I think you sort of dump everything together and it comes out a little bit fluffy and souffle-y, and my cat just meowed. Anyhow, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I feel like I walked 1,000 steps today, and I then cleaned everything up.
Oh, my God.
So I guess we've entered that phase of life now. But I feel turkey victorious, which is always stressful, and I haven't cooked that many in my day, so to try a whole new thing seems like a lot. Okay, I was rambling. Bye, guys. This is Edie. Sorry. Again. Edie.
Bye, Edie.
Edie. Bye.
She answered me. Oh my God. Amazing.
Edie, you're a hero. I mean, wow. Look, that's awesome that she cooked everything, herself.
Spatchcock turkey, pumpkin dump cake, corn thingy.
Pumpkin.
We needed a corn thingy. We didn't have a corn thingy.
My porn search term, by the way, is pumpkin dumper.
Is that where they dump in a pumpkin or they dump a pumpkin?
I'm not going to tell you
Okay.
about that. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm going to look up what that is, a pumpkin dump cake, because that sounds fun.
Sounds pretty yummy.
Wow. Sounds exhausting.
Sounds
though.
exhausting. I know. Edie, buy it at a store
I
next
love
year.
the idea of getting one orphan friend
Yeah.
who doesn't have anywhere to go and bringing
That's
them
nice.
in. I've had friends, one in particular, who would always, like, if I was staying in LA, I was always invited to his family's Thanksgiving, and they were so lovely. And
Ooh,
it was
let me
nice.
guess.
Okay.
Josh.
Yes.
Nailed it.
And it was always not. I always felt that was always really nice. And so, like, if you know someone, that's a good thing to do. Yeah. We should
wrap it up.
Yeah, 'cause
This has been fun. I hope people have enjoyed the video of this.
you can really get to see
yeah.
my melting face,
Mhm.
my sad, old, melting, tired face, animated.
That's right. Listen, you guys, we love you. You're the best.
You are.
I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Subscribe. There's all sorts of rewards. There's bonus stuff. There's behind the scenes content. There's outtake photos.
I'm gonna update the Amazon Wish page with my yearly suggestions, so look forward to that.
Yeah, that's not just a Patreon thing, though, right?
No,
That's just everyone
that's
thing.
just everyone.
There's a level where you can text me and I
Yeah.
will text you back. You can see videos of the Thursday show. And then there's the Friend Zone, which is my Patreon bonus podcast, and it's juicy and it has tea. Subscribe for a year, get 2 months free. Daniel, where might we find you?
I don't know. I mean, find me on Instagram.
Oh, I know.
Daniel
Yeah.
Quantz.
No one knows where any of us are anymore.
I mean, follow me on Twitter. I will post wherever I'll be on Twitter.
Okay.
But, it's all up in the air
Yeah.
these days.
I know. I'm on all of them now. I would like to be on less of them, but now I'm on all of
I
them.
know.
I'm on
Who knows?
Mastodon. I'm on Hive.
Maybe Post one day. Who
Maybe
knows?
we'll be on Post.
I don't know. All right.
Anyway, yeah, follow me everywhere. Listen to my other podcast, Childish and Upworthy Weekly. And thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show?